There were 32 and now we have 4. And we are talking about the Women's World Cup quarterfinals and the semi-final. You're welcome to Sports Maestros TV. I'm Deb Love, your favorite host, and I'm here with Radic and Wale. Okay, so before we proceed, kindly like this video, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to get notified anytime we have an update for you. So you're welcome, guys. Let's talk about Women's World Cup quarterfinals. Let's talk about Friday. Japan, Sweden. We have Spain, Netherlands. Let's talk about it.
Let me take Spain against Netherlands. So officially, Radic's favorites are out of the competition. I remember then he was saying Netherlands, and I was saying, well, for me, I want to have a pool. Now you see that my predictions, many of them, they are still in the mix. Even of those 4, I mentioned England, they are still there.
Come on, you predicted like 10 teams. Why wouldn't they be in the mix?
I mentioned 6 teams. And of the 6 teams, I think 3 or 4 of them are still in the semi-finals. You know, so officially Netherlands are out. It was a good display. You know, it was high-spirited. But you know, it's a European matchup. It could have gone either way. Yeah. Eventually, it went the way of Spain. No, but that's not taking anything away from Netherlands. The surprise was Japan for me. I felt that at least Japan would be at this level. But Sweden too have not been a bad team. They were one of the very best teams when women football actually started on a global stage. You know, for some years, yes, they went down. Perhaps they are on the uprise again. So, you know, Japan, I felt they were going to go maybe a step, at least a step further.
Okay, talking about Netherlands and Japan, what do you think they could have done better?
Well, you know, for my opinion about the women's game is that the matches are really very tight. When you see a team that's got organization, a team that's got, you know, tactical news, they seem to have an advantage. Could Japan have done anything better? You know, it was a game that was end-to-end. It was a game that, you know, could have even swung their way too. So, really, it's difficult for me to say they could have done this differently. I think on the balance of the game for that day, it just went the way of the opponents.
Wow. Radic, so what do you have to say about these matches?
Yeah, I would say I expected Japan to have performed better. Why? Because, you know, I kept waxing lyrically about how they play as a unit, about their team play, and I expected that to reflect in the match against Sweden. But then you can't take Sweden for granted,
yeah,
you know? Because see what they did against the United States. They knocked the United States out of the tournament. As a matter of fact, before the match started, you could see they were brimming with confidence. During the interview, they said, if you want to be the champion, you have to be ready to play the best teams. And so we are ready for mission. We love playing USA. And they played and they got the result. And the same thing came with Japan. This one was even easier for them because they were 2-0 up. Japan, around the 87th minute, got a goal back, but it wasn't enough for them to scale through. Sure. So it was an easy win for Sweden. And Sweden also is a team that plays as a collective also, just like Japan. And you could see that it yielded results for them. As for Spain, like you said, my favorite team was Netherlands. But kudos to Spain. I expected Netherlands to win because I knew Netherlands to be a team of focus. And their team play is also very good. But we knew Spain. We know that yes, they are skillful. They have the talent. So I expected them to drop the ball. I expected the team play
so many expectations. But in the long run, Netherlands are home.
Yeah, they are home.
Okay, so Radic, Japan, Netherlands. What do you think they could have done better?
You know, it's easy to say some things could have done better. But at this stage of the competition, they are small differences. All right. Yeah, they are both champions in their all right. So there are small differences. Little margins determines the game. So I think they both came with their game plan, but it just didn't work.
Okay. So let's go back. Let's go back to yesterday's matches. We had Australia and France, and we had England and Colombia.
Australia and France. That was a cracker. Yeah,
Right. It was obviously
that was a cracker because it was end to end. It was interesting from the beginning to the end, and it was also a dramatic penalty shootout. You know, I think it's the longest penalty shootout so far
in the competition.
In the competition,
yes,
you know,
yes.
France brought in a substitute goalkeeper for the penalties, and it was a debut for France at the international level, and it showed that Javier Renard knew what he was doing because the lady actually saved 2 penalties, but it wasn't enough to get them through to the next stage because Australia's goalkeeper also saved about 2 penalties.
You know, Australia are the team now playing with the 12th woman, if I can say that. It's they are playing in front of their own crowd.
Yes.
They've got the entire country backing them, and you know, women football has got a huge following in that country too. So we saw that at play yesterday. They were buoyed up, and maybe that also helped in the penalties. It was a drawn out shootout. Eventually they won, but for me it's England. You know, England got to the semi-finals the last time at the World Cup. England are current European champions.
Yes.
You know, and then they started slowly in this competition until the last group match. It felt that they were not prepared. You know, we mentioned it. They came in with quite a number of injuries. They had maximum points, but you know, they won with, I think, 1-0 margins.
Yes.
You know, they came into the competition with a few injuries, but it appears now that they are on they are on what do you call it, on the upswing. Yeah, the momentum is with them. They beat the form team of the competition. Everybody looked at Colombia and said, these girls are different. You know, so England, for me, you know, they are going into the semi-finals, and I'm thinking, wow, is it looking England's direction, this competition already?
Wow. So we have France of the real.
Yeah, France.
Colombia.
Sorry, another of Radik's favorites.
Yes.
No.
You were part of. You mentioned Netherlands. You also added France.
I mentioned Netherlands. I mentioned Sweden also. You forgot. And I said England. England are the current.
Okay, so let's talk about let's talk about the semi-finals. Let's talk about the semi-finals. We have Spain and Spain versus Sweden and Australia versus England. So how do you think it's going to go, guys?
England, always behind you. You know that I've got a thing for England. You know, whether it is male or female. So Australia, they have come to the semi-finals. If they bow out at this stage, they've not been at the semi-finals except for now. If they bow out at this stage, it would have been a very successful tournament for them. And then, you know, it's the World Cup. They still got the advantage of finishing third.
Yes.
Okay. So I see England going through in that bucket. But Spain, Sweden is where I may have a bit of difficulty. It's difficult for me to see Spain free scoring, Sweden very tactical. Where would it swing? I think Sweden, you are run out of your luck. Let Spain move on. So I'm predicting England, Spain for the final.
Wow, Radik.
Mine is going to be opposite because I believe with the crowd behind Australia being the hosts, I think they are going to get the better of England, and I think we'll see Australia in the final. As for Sweden and Spain, like you said, Sweden is a very tactical team. Spain, big talents. I see tactics winning over talent. So in this regard, I think it will be a final between Sweden and Australia.
Oh wow! Now we have Wale and Radik. They are back like they used to be. We have Wale rooting for Spain and England, while we have Radik rooting for Australia and Sweden. Who do you think is going to make it to the finals? Let's know in our comment section.
Yeah, you know, always been better in prediction, right?
Okay.
I don't want to be partial.
Whatever happens, we will revisit this.
Yes, we will.
You always promise I will revisit, but when you lose,
okay. So let's know Let's know who you think, which team you think will make it to the finals in our comment section. Please do not forget to like this video, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a family, and also a friend to follow us on YouTube, subscribe and like our videos. We love you from Sports Maestros TV team saying bye.